Up Late with Johnny Potenza is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Coming to you live from the city that never sleeps, New York City. It's Up Late with Johnny Potenza. Please welcome the host of Up Late, Johnny Potenza.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. That's more like it. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Up Late Show. I'm your host, Johnny Potenza. What's going on? Yeah. There you go. You guys had to wake me up. So I'm glad everybody came due to the rain tonight. But we got a cool lineup, so we're just going to get right onto the show. And we got a new Staten Island announcement that's very important. Some new stuff. So my first guest up tonight, he's a man's man. He's been in the business for most of his life, and he's here tonight to talk again. We have actor-director Gary Pastore. Yeah. My next guest, he's a comedian, and his famous line is, "It's not easy, his life." He's here tonight. Let's give it up for DiGregorio. Yeah. So, and my featured musical guest tonight, he's here to premiere his 2 new singles, and I'm honored that he's doing that. He's a dear friend of mine. He's known all over the world. Let's give it up for freestyle artist Soave. Yeah. And then that's it. So I'm going to go sit down, share a little bit of island news for you, and then we're going to bring on Gary Pastore. Yeah. How many people were here the last show? That was a little bit of a rough one. But if you watch it now, the power of editing does a lot of stuff. Okay, let me see now. So, this past weekend, we actually went to the Chiller Expo, me and a couple of the CTV producers that they have on Parsippany, New Jersey. The Chiller Expo ran by a good friend of mine, Kevin Clement. A lot of celebrities were there. It was a good time. Mainly go there to network and see a lot of friends like Richard Dreyfuss and Priscilla Presley and, you know, some of the Sopranos, Jamie Lynn Siglia and Robert Isla. Richie Scarlett played, and it was a really, really good time. Mike Love from the Beach Boys. A lot of the younger generation, they're like, who's that? You know, they don't even know who that is. So now listen, I'm going to ramble this off. Okay. Now this is important right now. So we have some island news, okay? So Staten Island Community Television announced a new name and brand identity at the Staten Island Economic Development Corporation's annual business conference last week at the Hilton Gardens Inn on April 26, 2023. Our newest executive, Jennifer San Martino, announced the news at the press conference stating that the industry is changing and we need to adapt with it. We want to encourage Staten Islanders to create content in more than one way. So this summer, we will not be only broadcasting to Spectrum and Verizon Cable TV like we do, but we're going to be offering streaming, video on demand, and podcasting on their new updated website. The system is currently being tested, and the staff are going to be fully trained and all ready to roll with this. So since they've expanded, they needed to change the name. The board of directors voted to change to the name, which is Community Media of Staten Island. So there you have it. RIP CTV. Welcome to the 21st century community media of Staten Island. Let's give it up. What do you think? Yeah. It's going to take time to get used to, but I think it's a good thing. Jennifer seems to be doing a great job. You know, she already got the wheels running. Just keep on trucking, kiddo, and let's get this place into the 21st century like I've been saying for the last 10 years. What do you think? Staten Island's a strong community, and, you know, we need to show them who the hell we are, right? What? He's all from out of town? What is this, the Vito Pacone show? Nah, I'm only kidding. Vito packs the house all the time. We either pack the house or we don't pack the house. It's one or the other. We got a nice crew tonight. Ever since COVID, for some reason, but Vito's the king of Staten Island when it comes to the 50s and the doo-wop. So you got to give it up to Vito Pacone, our friend, right? Yeah. So all right. So let's get on with the show. Got a good start so far. As I said, you've seen him in a bunch of movies, TV appearances, everywhere. So let's give him an up-late welcome for my friend, actor, producer, Gary Pastore. There he is. My man, how you doing? All right, brother. Good to see you, man.
Nice to see you. How are you? Hello, audience. Come in on this, wouldn't send the night out on a dog like this.
I want to make my worst enemy go out tonight, right?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Gary was my first guest back in production when I started the Up Late show, and it was me, him, the amazing Kreskin,
Oh, that was so much fun.
Tony Ray Rossi with the movie Made in Chinatown. That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
And
I can't believe I haven't been here since before COVID.
Yeah, no, I know. Listen, technically we're supposed to be on like our fourth season now. I'm only technically on my second season because of all the stops and goes. After you were on, we did 4 shows, shut us down for 18 months, came back, did 3 shows, shut us down for another things, and then we started back up again. So far, so good. I mean, everybody's starting to get the rust out.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, I show would like a Manhattan special.
You want to have it?
No, it's fine. It's all good.
That's
No,
it wasn't in the contract.
Yeah.
You. Wait.
Let's play. The service in this joint sucks.
Listen, New Cheese don't supply this. This is from the back of a truck, and there's only.
Fell off the back of a truck.
Listen, I didn't even sip it. You want the rest of it?
No. I'm only kidding. It's
all
fine.
right.
It's fine. I'm not insulted.
No, it's all good. I know how Gary is. He's all good.
Yeah.
He'll get me back when I go to his party this year.
Johnny Couch.
Tell him why you call me Johnny Couch.
I call him Johnny Couch because he can never make it to his car after he comes to my party, and he sleeps on my couch.
Yeah, I do.
So he's known as Johnny Couch.
I'm a very serious, responsible partier.
No, he is.
Yeah.
He is. I look out for you.
I know you do.
I don't want you to get hurt.
No, you're my older brother.
Absolutely.
And if they say when you got arrested, where'd you come from? I say, that guy from The Sopranos, Gary Pastore.
Yeah, the cops in the town know me. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Now, listen, you're originally from Staten Island, correct?
That's right. In fact, listen to this. I was just at the Staten Island Advance as one of the famous people from Staten Island, and I'm going, I ain't fucking famous.
I saw that.
Yeah, did you see that? Yeah, they mentioned Pete Davidson. They mentioned, what's his name? The guy from the New York Doll, David Johansen.
David Johansen.
I said, well, I'm not famous.
Now, talk to me. I know post-COVID was a little bit of a hit for all the actors. Tell me how that affected you and how now all of a sudden everything's starting to break a little, I guess, right?
Yeah, except that now there's a writer's strike.
Yeah.
In fact, Johnny is the only late-night talk show going on.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
You know why?
He's the only one taping right now. You know why that is, right?
Yeah, because the reason why that is because I'm not getting paid.
And he's got no writers.
And you're talking to everybody right here. Mm-hmm. And then my staff does all the other stuff.
And beside the fact I got socks funnier than you.
Yeah. Well, at least you got socks on. I remember.
I'm only kidding.
What was the guy's name that I can't believe I can't from the top of my head right now. He owned Ray's restaurant. Your friend Frank Pellegrino.
Frank Pellegrino.
He came on looking beautiful, and he had no socks on with these like $1,000 shoes.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's that Florida look.
Yeah, but
it is.
That's that blister look. I would never do it.
Yeah, I true socks. I'm not supposed to wear socks with these. These are Hey Dudes, which I love. I don't know if guys have ever seen these Hey Dudes, but they're comfortable. like walking on
Are
clouds.
those Ringo Starr stuff? Because Ringo Starr sells boots like that, shoes like
These
that.
are not boots. These are shoes.
Shoes,
Hammerhead.
okay. Yeah, he calls me Hammerhead. Now talk to me, the casting directors, the audition progress. The whole
I'm fed
thing
up with it.
Talk about. Used to be able to go out and do an open call, but now everything's on the computer. Tell them what it's like, because you do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult now because you gotta set up a backdrop like this, right? And you gotta set up the camera. You gotta light yourself, and then you gotta find somebody to read with you. And it's just not intimate. When I used to read for casting directors, you know, you're in the room with them, and they're giving you direction. Here, I don't even know. I don't know what direction because I got no direction.
But this is the thing too.
One day I had to read with my 11-year-old daughter.
You will. She's smart.
She is smart, but it just threw me off a little bit.
But you know what? Going on a live audition puts you on your game.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're a professional, that's what you
Absolutely.
do. If you do an audition at the house, you know, you could do it 10, 20 times and pick the best. It's good and it's bad, but when you go on in front of the camera and you can't do it 20, 30, 20 times, 10 times, that's going to show how good you are.
No, it's absolutely
right or wrong.
And then as I got older and started to do more work, I skipped, I'd read for the director and the writer and the producer, so you skip all of that prelim crap.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know if they're watching the tapes. I heard one casting director told me this. I don't know how true it is. She got over 1,000 submissions. How is she going to watch 1,000 performances?
Yeah.
How? You're not. You're not going to do it. So I've been lucky. I got offer only lately, which means that the director or whoever, the producer, offers you the role straight up, and you don't have to audition.
Yeah.
Which is, unfortunately, that's the business.
And that's good if someone could just pick you, and that's what the big guys do. Like, they'll just be like, we want Al Pacino.
Right.
We want De Niro. They don't even have to audition. I mean,
No, of course not. What, De Niro just did a movie? I went on tape, not once, twice. I was like, what, you couldn't figure it out the first time what you wanted? You make me do it again?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I get cast anyway. So.
Now, talk about this new movie that you're doing now, Judge No Book. And the director's actually here in the audience, right?
Yes, the director's in the audience. I'm not going to point him out, but he's here. Let's give it up for Chris Romano.
Yeah. All right.
Chris approached me last year. It's so funny. We met at a party for Noel Ashman, which was at the Hustler Club. Weird place for me to go to have a birthday party, but
That's a good place.
Oh yeah, it was fun. And I Chris and I were like two ships that passed the night. We met there, we talked, and he goes, I like you for a role in this movie I'm doing called Judge No Book. And he wanted me to play this guy Louis Trollio, who's he's a mob boss, very, very complicated, very intense mob boss. And of course, I never played one before, so I had to do a lot of research. But and he cast Saul Stein, Louis Venito's in it with us.
Lenny Venito.
Lenny Venito. I'm sorry, I called him Louis.
Great guy.
Yeah, he is. My friend Sonny Marinelli, who I know 40 years, was in it, and it was just so great to work with an old buddy. Bo Dietl's in it. It's a great script, great performances. I mean, it looks like he spent $10 million on it, and he did it as an indie. I'm really now such a huge fan of independent films. You could keep all
You love independent films.
I
What's
love
what's the main reason for that, guy?
Freedom, being able to express yourself, maybe changing a word here and there, being able to go over to the director and talk to him about a character. When you start to work with guys that are big shots, sometimes they don't even come in a room.
Well, who's the best one out of all of them? Probably Martin Scorsese, right?
Marty's great. Marty's great, and he knows what he wants. But I got to tell you something. Chris Romano, he's up and coming,
He's the
man.
next
He's
one,
the next
right?
one, bro.
Good.
Really is. There's a lot of talent. Amazing talent. Not only as an actor, writer, director, he wore a lot of hats, So, yeah, I'm heading in that direction, too. I'm going to do a lot more work with him.
Listen, you are. Your time is here, baby. You've been doing a lot of good stuff with a lot of big people lately.
Well, I got to do it before I get in the walker.
Yeah, well, listen. Look at all the guys that we know. You know more than me. all these guys, Tony Sirico, not only of them didn't get their breaks until like they were in their late 40s,
Yeah,
early
it's
50s,
true.
mid 50s,
Yeah,
60, right?
true.
And all of a sudden, boom. And unfortunately, it's a short life. And
It
they
is.
die. Like Frank Vincent's dead. It's a shame.
Yeah,
like
it
all
is.
these guys.
Yeah, a lot of friends passed on. Ray Liotta. Oh, I mean, last year I took some hits. Ray, James Caan. I knew all of them. You know, it's been rough the last
It's
few
scary.
years. Last time I was on a show, I saw the tape recently. I had more rolls than the bakery.
Yeah.
More chins than a Chinese phone book.
More chins than a Chinese
I
phone
know.
book.
I lost a lot of weight. I guess.
You're lucky. I got to catch up to you now.
No, you look fine.
Yeah, okay.
The girls still want you, right?
And no comment. Not the right girls. I'm very picky. You know.
I know you are.
Yeah.
I like your greenery.
Yeah. This is the Dollar Tree setup. I tell everybody.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Artie Pasquale was here last week, and last show he was great.
Oh, he's a pisser.
Great time. Now talk about this film from Germany. What is it called? Last Shift.
Oh, First Shift.
First Shift. Okay.
Oh yeah, with the Uwe Boll. Now Uwe Boll is he's a crazy guy.
He's a crazy guy.
Yeah, but he's a this is what I was told. He's a crazy guy. But he wound up being great director. You know, he allegedly has the film sold already. And guess what I play in it?
A Nazi guy?
No, my boss.
Oh, you do? Because you remember last time you were telling me you were working on the German accent?
Yeah, that was for this other movie, but it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Now, you got I know you got a lot of funny stories, but you did a movie a while back, the week of, with Adam Sandler and Chris
Oh, yeah.
Rock. But I knew you had a couple of funny stories. Tell me the one that you were telling me half it, then we stopped, with
Jesus.
Adam Sandler.
All right, so I get cast in this movie called The Week of It, playing mayor. And I didn't know at the time, the director, his name is Rob Schmiegel. He met me, he goes, we're going to offer you the role. I says, oh, great, thank you. And that was the time I went into the casting director's office. I didn't even get back in the tunnel, and they told me to go meet the director. I'm cast. It was like I was cast in 10 minutes, as soon as I walked out. So I go meet him. He hands me the script. I get home, I'm reading the script, and I'm reading it. It goes, the mayor, naked, is having sex with his secretary on a desk. And I went back like 3 times. I said, I thought it's maybe half naked, half undressed. I said, no, naked. So I got my first sex scene in a movie at 55. And I remember going over to my wife. I said, hey, hon, I got a sex scene. I'm banging in my secretary on the desk. She goes, I don't give a shit. Bring home a check.
That's
Imagine.
good. Hey.
So the worst part about it is that day, of course, I'm nervous. I've never been, even half nude on a movie. And I go into my trailer, and there's 3 things of underwear. There's one, it's like a flesh-colored, boxer. Then there's a thong. And then there's this other thing, it's a cup with a string. A cup. It's a flesh-colored cup. So, of course, I put on the one that shows the least, which is I go out to the set. He goes, nah, no good. He goes, I see it. It looks weird on you. He goes, put on a thong. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
really.
So I go and I put on a thong, right? And I go out and I do the modeling, and he goes, all right, let's try one. So we try one. And he goes, nah. He goes, I see the thong. He goes, didn't they give you something else? I said, no, I didn't get nothing else. What are you talking about? He goes, yeah, no, they gave you something else, right? I said, no, I really didn't get anything else. He goes, yeah, I saw what they gave. He goes, they gave you that thing. I said, the thing that everything's got to go in, right? Yeah. So I put it on. Jesus. I wind up knowing everybody on the set. And here I am on set with this thing, okay? I never met this girl before. She's about 30 years younger than me. It's hot. We did the scene. All of a sudden, we're in the scene, it falls off. So now I'm commando, and I know everybody on the set. And I got to tell you, it was one of the worst experiences of my life. I will never, ever, I don't think I'll ever do a set.
Were you like half down, half up?
Dude, I couldn't get excited. You kidding me? There was nothing going on
I
there.
know,
The girl was safe.
That's a little
No, it was
intimidating, you know?
It was intimidating, and they made me do it 10 times because he'd go, cut. We see your balls. Gotta go back and do it again. I was like, of course you see my balls. So, yeah, it was horrible. But it was a good movie.
That's good. I like that. Now, with your family life, I know your kids are getting older now. Your son Justin is
Justin's a college football player.
Yeah.
My son's a wide receiver for the Kane University Cougars.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this year he starts. So
what is it? Freshman? He's a freshman?
No, sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, he's hoping to play football. I actually told him maybe you should look at the USFL instead of maybe getting his sights on the NFL. But if he gets in the NFL, great.
Hey, listen, wherever it takes him.
And then Christian's following my footsteps. He's an actor.
Yeah, he's doing films.
Yeah, he did 2 movies. He just got the Screen Actors Guild, and he's been doing some plays. Great kid, great actor. My daughter's a writer, so I think they're set.
Yeah, she's a piss of your daughter.
Oh, she really is. That's mini-me.
Yeah, definitely. Little Pastore.
That's right, and I got 2 grandkids and 1 on the way.
Jesus, wow.
Imagine, I'm a gilf.
The mill for the gilf.
Gramps, I'd like to...
Now, what's about this film that you possibly might be doing, and it might be your first action film in the fall? Talk about that if you can.
I'll kind of talk about it. It's a cop film about woke society and the fact that the police are getting such a bad rap. I had a little jaunt with the police department, and my friends are in the police department, and I feel bad for cops. They seem to be getting a bad rap, and it's about wokeness and what it's really doing to the world, and everybody sees it every day. It's not like I'm making it up. I think that the story is perfect timing right now.
It's sad.
It's about 50-somethings that they're not going to change a 50-year-old. They're not going to change because they're supposed to be woke or they're supposed to be politically correct. It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
You know how we grew up.
Yeah.
We grew up telling dirty jokes and having fun and clowning around.
We can't even talk about what we used to do.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah.
Only my good friends know about that stuff.
Exactly. So that's what it's about. It's funny and it's poignant. Kathy Moriarty just committed to it, and my cousin Vincent Pastore. And
good. Vinny.
We're going after a couple more names, and we hope to start in, I guess, October.
That's good. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Going back to the cops, and I do, my heart goes out to them, and I got to give them props for the patience that they got.
Oh, my God.
With the shit that they got to deal with, excuse my language, from these animals on the streets with no respect. My father was a transit cop, then he was a fireman, and I knew the old school cops. Back in the day, you got out of a line with a cop, they crack you with the billy club.
It was called a wood shampoo.
Yeah, no more. So, Gary, that's almost our time. What advice would you give someone that wants to get into the business, good and bad?
Well, I don't like to discourage anybody. I mean, look at my son, but my son has nepotism working for him. He's got me to guide him and make sure that he's not going to get jerked around. And I think it's important to find somebody that could be your rabbi.
And your mentor.
Your mentor, somebody that's going to look out for your best benefits. It is very difficult. Perseverance. You got to persevere. When I started getting a lot of work? When I made it a hobby.
Yeah.
I stopped thinking about it as a career.
Yeah.
And I made it a hobby.
That's everything. And when you don't take it you take it serious,
exactly.
but
they
you don't
smell it.
Yeah.
They smell blood in the water.
Yeah.
At least that used to be when you used to go in an audition. They would smell it. If you're desperate, they knew it. You should show the world that you really are sincere. I got a lot of friends. There's even some people in the audience that I know, they've dabbled in acting or are serious actors. And I know they get disgusted and they lose patience. But, every cloud has a silver lining eventually. And I stopped thinking about it.
But Gary, where can people find you on social media? Website?
Gary Pastore with 2 R's and Garry.com. www.GaryPastore.com. Gary_Pastore on Instagram, and GP Actor on Facebook.
Good. Yeah, Facebook, yeah. What are you going to do?
I used to call it the other F book.
Let's hope to God good things in the future, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, forget the movie going. Johnny's going to be in it. I think we're going to make you a criminal.
No.
No?
No, definitely. Just let me beat somebody up. But anyway, Gary Pastore, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, baby. I love you.
Good to see you. Love you, pal. All right, my next guest up tonight, he's a comedian, and his famous line is, "It ain't easy." Good friend of mine, so let's give it up for comedian Larry DiGregorio.
It's great to be here tonight in Staten Island. How's everybody doing? Yeah, up late with Johnny P. We are. That's what we got going on. Now, like Johnny said, I come from upstate New York. I drove down tonight. What a drive. I made the big error. When I hit Elizabeth, I forgot to put the air conditioner on recirc, and it smelled like someone took a dump in the passenger seat. You know what I'm talking about. That's that Jersey smell. But it is good to be here, and all these people looking at me in these cameras, I'm starting to sweat a little right now, which I hate. I hate it. I always sweat. I'm always wet. That's why I'm grateful for my shower wand, because I got more nooks and crannies than a Thomas's English muffin. I'm not kidding you. And Gold Bond powder. From the waist down, I'm looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I'm not kidding. When I sit, I go nice and slow. Otherwise, it looks like the fog is rolling in. Yeah. But I worry about being big. I go to the doctor constantly. I'm always at the doctor. I went to him, he put the blood pressure cuff on, and he's pumping and pumping and pumping. He says, "It is very high. Do you eat a lot of salt?" I said, "You mean like Funyuns, Velveeta, Vienna sausage?" He said, "You had all of that today?" I said, "Shit, I had all that in a waiting room. Are you kidding here? I've been here like a month." So he looks, he says, "Oh, do you eat a lot?" I says, "Doc, what do you think? I'm not flying over Manhattan on Thanksgiving Day next to Bullwinkle. It's not air. I eat like a family of four." And I love when smart people ask stupid questions. Happens all the time. We bring our dog to the vet, female vet, male dog. She checks his nose, his eyes, his ears. And then she puts on a rubber glove and she says, "I'm going to give him a rectal exam. Do you think he'll bite?" I said, "I don't know. We don't stick our fingers in his ass at home. He may lick you. He's my dog. He may go home with you. I don't know what he's capable of. I got to be honest." And I say that because I'm married to the same woman for it'll be 30 years in June. Yeah. Clap because you don't know her. Just keep clapping. If I killed her, I'd have been out 4 years ago with good behavior. I'm not even kidding you. But it's tough. It ain't easy. Like I say, it ain't easy. And it ain't easy being a fat guy either. I try. I go online. There's no, like, fat and shaggy guy website, so I'm looking at muscle and fitness things I'll never be. And I see some of the stories there, and I'm wondering who's writing them. I saw one story. It said that there's men out there. Now, catch this if you can. There's men wearing thong underwear. I'm sorry, a few people just threw up in their mouths, and I apologize for that. Because if a guy my size puts a thong on, that back strap is like a harp string. Or a cheese cutter, both literally and figuratively. And I don't get the concept because I spend a majority of my day pulling my underwear out of my ass. I don't know why I jam a pair up there deliberately. And correct me if I'm wrong, but men and women in so many ways, and including our ass, we're completely different. Because any woman in this room or any woman watching could put on a white thong and she could wear it 10, maybe 12 hours. She'll take it off and it's still pearly white. White as the driven snow. Throw that on any man in here and I give you 10 minutes before that son of a bitch looks like you dragged it through a mud swamp. Like, we don't take on water when we swim, but there's some leakage or something. I'll throw on a clean pair of drawers, and 10 minutes later, looks like the tractor-trailer jackknifed on the Jersey Turnpike. I don't even know what it is. And my wife of 29 years will take a pair of my dirty badondos out of the hamper, and she'll say, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And I thought about it, and I told her, "Sweetheart, that's just a little something to let you know you annoy the shit right out of me, baby. That's what that is." Yeah, but it's good. She was home during the COVID time. During COVID time, I lost like 90 pounds pre-COVID. You can clap, because I'll tell you the truth, most of them found me, and some of them brought friends with them since COVID. And I did it the old-fashioned way, crack cocaine. No, I didn't. But I did go from a 52 to a 42 neck. Yeah? But I did it with CrossFit. And if you know CrossFit at all, you'll understand what I'm saying. And I had two trainers. One was a male, one was a female. And the female was a third my weight and half my age, and she was beautiful. I started off, and she said, "You're going to do some squats." So I did a squat, and she said, oh, I can't believe how deep you go. And I said, say it again, say it again. I said, Frank, you ever say that, I'll punch you right in the throat. Don't ever. And then they've got this big, gigantic cage. You put like a bajillion pounds of weight on it, and you stand up and walk across the room. Because that's a valuable life skill, right? You might run into one of the 1,000-pound sisters and have to throw them on your back and carry them somewhere. So I get in this big cage thing, and I stand up and walk, and she looks and says, you have a little trouble getting it up, but once you do, you go like hell. And I'm like, that's right, baby. I'll be the best 45 seconds of your day. Don't fool yourself. I may be too old to cut the mustard, but I'll lick the jar like it's nobody's business. Yes, I will. But it's tough. My wife, she was home during COVID. Now she got a job again, which is kind of good, except she's working at a speech and swallowing therapy office. Now, there's some chuckles because men, we're wired different. When we hear the word swallow, we chuckle, deep, moist, wet. Certain words just make us laugh because we can't help ourselves. But it's cool because I prank her at work. She answered the phone, speech and swallowing therapy. And I said,
hello? I just ate 3 devil dogs, and I don't have any milk, and I can't swallow.
She said, excuse me, sir?
I just ate 3 devil dogs, and I don't have any milk, and I can't swallow.
And she said, is that you, you asshole? I said, yes, it is. She said, you almost had me when you said you only ate 3. Yeah, it ain't easy. I got 2 boys, 25 and 28, and they are polar opposites. Oh, good Lord. So different as 2 people could be. One son, rock and roll music. The other, rap and hip-hop. Now, you all know rock and roll. Love your girlfriend, fast car. Hip-hop and rap, it's all about smoking weed and eating ass. I mean, it's a complete different world. So dinner at my house, oh, it gets crazy sometimes. We're at dinner and my son says, you know, there's a lot of statistics about crime against minorities that the NAACP put out. And my other son said, what does college basketball have to do with anything? Yeah. That's how it goes around my place. But it ain't easy. It's really not. I struggle with the weight. I don't know if Johnny said it. He didn't. But before I was a comedian, I was a police officer for 22 years. Yeah. And I'm going to give you a little secret. I was a fat cop. Yeah. I was the poster child for run from the police. Bad man would look. He'd go, oh, I got this. And phew, gone. But I was big. I'm not kidding. My gun belt, most guys, they got their gun, extra bullets, handcuffs. I had a grappling hook, an Igloo cooler, a Jeep Liberty. I mean, I was full of things. When my bulletproof vest came in, they came out with a general order. If we ever went to a shootout, I took it off, and 3 other guys used it like a bunker. I'm going to leave you with one final disturbing thought before I end all this. I try to spice things up with my wife however I can. You know, 29, almost 30 years. So I go to the big men's store where I buy all my shirts. And I see this rack of Speedo underwear. Oh, yeah. My nipples are hard talking about it. I ain't even kidding you. And I see this bright red satin Speedo. And I bring it home. And I splash on a little obsession for men because that's my smell. And I strike a pose in the bed, got my leg cocked up, looking super fresh. And I call my wife, honey, come here. And she said one of those sexy wife things. What? Because if I'm calling her in the bedroom, it's one of a few things, and none are good for her. Either I want something, I broke something, or maybe I shit in the bed. One of those. And I got a lot of wants. I looked at her the other day. I said, sweetheart, why don't we try doggy style? She said, we do that all the time. I said, no, we don't. She said, yeah, you beg and beg, and I tell you no. I said, no. Sweetheart, it's something completely different. So I'm laying there super fresh, and she makes her way down the hallway, and I said to her, honey, what do you think? She says, about what? I said, the red Speedo. She said, oh, I thought you had a rash. All right, folks, thank you very much. Larry DiGregorio.
Yeah. Larry DiGregorio, it ain't easy. He's right here. What's up, pal?
What's going on? How's
What's going on,
everything?
man?
Things are good.
Yeah.
Sticking with the program.
Last time you were here was when I was doing the Late Night with Johnny P show.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody that the past guest that came on, it was June 23rd, 2016.
Yeah.
You were here.
I was just new into the business then.
Yeah.
Brand new.
And then you were supposed to come on in the beginning of the seasons, and then COVID hit. So here you are. We're all alive and well, right?
I'm back.
You look the same.
Yeah, it's a little fat, a little thinner. It all changes.
Listen,
It's
we all
the
got a
same.
couple of pounds.
What are you gonna do? It's COVID weight, I call it.
Yeah, whatever. That's our excuse.
Yeah.
So, like, listen, what's going on? How's your family doing, all right?
Family's good. Boys are good. Still at home, 28 and 25. It's good. And a couple dogs around the house. We got a.
Well, 25, that means they ain't leaving until he's 30.
Well, if they want to stay, my wife likes it, so I don't argue because I like to live there too. So I don't argue. I keep it on the real.
My father wanted me to stay. My mother wanted me out.
No, the other way. My wife will keep them till they're in their 50s.
Well, that's good.
She's all about that. She's about the family. And where are they gonna go? They'll buy a cardboard box for $150,000. It's crazy.
It's crazy. You've been doing a lot of shows since post-COVID. How was it getting back into the business? I ask everybody when they come on.
People are what I call COVID shy. You'll book a show and you'll set it up, and there'll be no ticket sales till 10 days before the show because everyone's afraid either they're going to get it or the venue's going to have an issue and shut down. So that was in the beginning the biggest problem was people were waiting till the last minute and the venues get scared and they're like, oh, we can't do this. And the other comedians on the show are like, how's it going? But it's progressively getting better because people are stir crazy too.
Yeah.
They want to get out, and laughter is just, it's good for everything.
You got to laugh.
You got it. If you can't laugh, what good is it?
No, listen, very important. But I see you're always doing this show every weekend, it seems like.
Yeah, and I do a lot of fundraiser shows. It's really, for me, it's a way to kind of give back a little bit.
You got to give back. What's that? What's that? Funny for?
Funny for Funds. It's
okay,
the word funny, the number 4, and then the word funds.
Okay.
And it's an organization that they give us the boilerplate of how to do a fundraiser show. And what's nice about it is for the organization doing the show, your ticket sales, sponsorship, and donations can all go online. So you don't have to chase people down for money physically. It can all be done online on one website.
Yeah.
And Funny for Funds has raised over $9 million.
Wow, that's good. Yeah. Nice.
And I do a bunch. I have a bunch of canine rescue shows coming up. Mm-hmm. People love coming out for the animals. I do too. Both my dogs are rescues.
Hey, let me know I would love to get involved. I've been wanting to get involved with some more charity stuff myself.
All right.
Just to do the right thing.
Yeah, it's good. And then locally, being as I was a police officer in the town I live in.
I can't believe you were a police officer.
Yeah, me too.
I would have definitely took your car.
No. You win my heart. You stop me and give me a donut. I'm good. You go. Have a good night. Slow down. I was easy. I was there. It was a job for me. It was good. The last 4 years I got detective. I enjoyed that.
Oh, wow.
I was like Cannon.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. It was good.
That's cool.
And, I enjoyed it. But this is a whole... So a lot of people who I dealt with through my police career want to see me on stage because they, too, can't believe that now I'm a comedian, those that knew me as a police officer.
And that's almost our time. Future shows?
I got a bunch coming up. I mean, mostly up in the Hudson Valley area. I got a corporate gig this Saturday. Then the 13th, I'm doing a fundraiser for Blues Canine Rescue.
Okay.
That'll be good. I got Johnny Rizzo coming for that.
All right.
And I got a bunch going on. I'm just swamped. You check me out on.
Well, what's your social media, your website? I'm sure everything's on there, right?
Yeah, it's Facebook. You can catch me. It's Larry DiGregorio, and it sounds just like it's spelled DiGregorio. And then on Instagram, again, it's Larry DiGregorio. It is what it is. And I also go by It Ain't Easy Comedy on Facebook, which is my It Ain't Easy page. And I got my puppy's picture on there.
Well, listen, I love having you on the show. You're a great talent. You're a funny guy. You're a humble guy. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
So have a seat with me. Everybody, Larry DiGregorio. There you go. All right. All right, it's about that time for our musical. No, I asked you to sit down. Okay.
Sorry.
We'll leave that in the edit. That's fun. Listen, when someone tells you to sit, you sit. All right. This is the time This is the time you all been waiting for the musical act tonight. He's here to premiere his 2 new singles, and I'm very honored and privileged for this because he doesn't do this for everybody. He's a humble guy. One of the nicest guys I know in the business. So let's give him an up-late welcome for freestyle artist Soave.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Can we work it out? Can we work it out? Woo! You know, baby.
We've been at this a long time. It can't be that easy to just walk away.
How can I promise you the world if I have nothing? I just can't find a way to say I can. I'm so afraid that you won't think I've got that something, convincing you that I can be your man. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. When you're with me, I wanna take you in my arms, give you ecstasy like you've never known. And there's one thing that I wanna say. Oh baby, can we work it out? Can we work it out? Can we work it out, baby? Can we work it out? Let's work it out. You guys having a good time? Second verse, come on. Huh. Tell me why I can't express the way I'm feeling. Why are you affecting me inside? Don't you know that all I need is sexual healing? I'm dying for the right to make you mine. I don't know what I'm trying to say. When you're with me, I wanna take you in my arms, give you ecstasy like you've never known. Can't you hear what I'm trying to say? Can we work it out, baby? Can we work it out? Let's work it out. Can we work it out? Can we work it out? You know, baby, 'cause I can't live without you. You guys having a good time? Come on. Here we go one time, everybody. All together. Let me hear you say ho. Say ho. Say ho. Ho. Let's scream. Oh, 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 baby, can we work it out? Can we work it out? Baby, work it out. Ooh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah. Can we work it out this time, baby, baby? 'Cause I can't live without you. Can't live without you. My world is all you. Oh, I can't live without you.
How'd you guys like that? All right. So this next song is a cover. The album that I have coming out is called, it's going to be called Angie. It's after my sister who passed. And half of it is covers and half of it is original tracks that I wrote. But this next song is a cover of a track from the 80s that you guys know. And it was originally done by a guy named Bernard Wright. And it's called Who Do You Love? It goes like this. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a party right here, baby. Here we go.
Who do you love? Are you for sure? Who do you love? Are you for sure?
Please let me make a true confession. I had never been in love before. But since you came in my direction, I've had a change of heart.
guys like it? And that version right there was the actual version that doesn't actually have. There's the actual reggaeton artist that sings with me, but he couldn't make it tonight, so it took us a little time to like strip it. So maybe when we go to the break and we're just hanging out, I'll let you guys hear it with the way the song is actually going to be, released. But thank you so much. I love you guys.
Yeah. Soave, and I got the man sitting right here. What's up, buddy?
How are you?
What's going on, kid?
I'm doing great, man. Living the dream.
Listen, last time I saw you, all clean cut, clean shave.
I've always been clear cut. My whole life. And recently, I don't know, somewhere around, I would say November, December-ish, I think I started a beard as a contest at work or something. People were trying to do something to raise money, and everyone that saw it said that it looked incredible and keep it on. I was like, all right, I'll try.
Yeah, you look good.
I've never been a beard person, but it's been working, so.
That's it. You look like Grizzly Adams a little with the gray hair over here.
That's
I'm just teasing you.
A little experience.
No matter what, even if you grew a Santa Claus beard,
yes,
it'd be like Soave at Christmas.
Yes,
you could put on the red suit.
Soave carols.
So listen, ask everybody post-COVID with everything went to a halt. So how did you survive until everything started picking up again?
I was always working. I never actually had any time off.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I was still doing shows. I wasn't doing a lot of shows, but there was a lot of private events. So I probably did a good 20 shows in small little venues, people's houses, and, summer homes and stuff like that. So, it was like I stayed busy the whole time. And it also gives you time to reflect and to write and, just, work on things you've been dying to do for the longest time.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And you've been working on an album for a while now.
Over 6 years.
Over 6 years.
Yeah.
Now, half is going to be covers.
Yes.
And the other half original. Like, what
Correct.
motivated you and gave you the inspiration to do this? And why was the mix?
So originally it was just because, when you look at artists that are performing, people don't come to, and my genre of music is freestyle, they don't really want to hear new music. They do in a sense where they're old school freestyle heads that are looking for that next song, but if you go to a major concert, they only want you to sing the songs that brought them back to that specific moment in time, and they remember exactly what they were wearing and who they were with and what line they were on, and they remember that night like it was yesterday. They don't want to hear your new stuff. So when you think about the songs that moved them, they were all old songs, covers. And so now I think to myself, well, why don't I bring them a new, refreshed version of the songs that they loved anyway? So and it's been going great. I started a while ago. I've got a whole bunch of collaborations that I'm working on with a lot of people. Most of them are done already, so you should see something real soon. This year, definitely for sure, the album will be out.
Now, who's your producer doing this?
I started with a guy named Giuseppe D, and and we worked together for a while, but then the last year and a half, a little over a year and a half almost, I've been working with Edwin Ramos from Bridgeport, Connecticut, and it's just incredible. He's just an incredible musician, producer, and the sound system, the whole entire recording studio is incredible.
Now, what are you doing? You're making beats. You got some live instruments in there. You got drums,
a whole bunch of
drums?
yes. Just about everything is live. He's actually a player, so he plays, and we put things together. We just come up with ideas and they work. And so we keep recording stuff. Some of the stuff sticks, some of it doesn't. But
I told you a long time ago, I would love to do
drums.
a song with you and lay down a beat for you.
Oh, yeah.
Free of charge, of course.
Of course. Johnny, thank you. I appreciate that.
No, listen, I would love to do it. It would be a blast.
Yes, it would.
You know. So, what's the next move with this? I mean, it gets released soon, doesn't it? Like, by the end of the month?
So, the end of this month, I have a song coming out. It's called, oh, my God.
Who Do You Love?
No, not Who. Yeah, Who Do You Love?
There you go.
That's it. Who Do You Love?
I almost got it.
Who Do You Love? That's the one that's going to be out. It's mid to late May, so the 20th to the 25th, somewhere in that area.
Good. iTunes, everything, right?
Oh, yeah. All platforms, and it's going to be out on Go Soave Music, which is, something that I put together.
I was looking forward to hearing it, and I tried to get it on iTunes. So I go, let me just call Soave and get it. And he wasn't answering me. And I go, what happened? I go, what's the matter? I tried to buy it. I couldn't get it. He goes, it ain't released yet. So I thought it was
This was the very first time that I've actually, I was kind of nervous that I would either forget a spot or the words or, because, when you do a cover, you don't just do the cover the way it was done. You want to give the essence of the whole song, but you want to kind of put in your own mix of what's going on through your voice and your vision.
And you know what? With the cover songs, that's a great cover song that was a hit.
Yes. Yes.
It could be a hit for you too. Like,
Correct.
look what George did with "Don't Stop Believing."
Absolutely. If
Excellent.
you look, there's not one artist that I could think of that has not done a cover.
You know who's the king of that?
Who?
Elvis.
Elvis was the cover. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I mean, he capitalized and he took those songs to life.
Well, I don't know. You know, the reality is I never would do a cover song to try to make it better. I just want to make it.
No,
I want it to be
own.
respectful, yeah, and I want somebody to say, you know what, you did a good job with that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't think I could have released it, and somebody who's listening to it would say, you did a good job with that, I would never release it. It's just something that I personally, but I leave it on the shelf.
You know what's right and what's not.
Yeah,
as
correct.
an artist,
Yes.
you know.
That's why it takes me so long to release anything, because I just don't like to do anything that's just half-assed. It has to be.
But with your genre, with
Almost
the
perfect.
freestyle, as you said,
Yeah.
you know, all you guys, it was just a period. So, like, say, like the classic rock, those guys, say from Aerosmith to Kiss to, you know, that are still around 50 years later. It's a different thing. Those guys were pumping out albums every 18 months, right?
Absolutely.
All these hits, different thing. The freestyle was always about the EPs, the
singles, right?
Right.
And we just didn't have the support like, you know, the rock bands did, and later on the hip hop did. I mean, if we had the support that those other type of artists from before our time, and even those today that are in pop, we would have taken that to a different level. And
it's amazing, I know.
So many great freestyle songs, and you know, and a lot of the artists that have done them are no longer around, and no longer singing, and you know, but those songs are just. You hear the crowd, and we go and do shows and fill up arenas, and we do like big concerts, and there's just people who love that music so much, and it's such a blessing to be part of it. And,
totally. I always say it's like the 50s, and now you have, say, freestyle years later. 50s have their own crowd.
Yes.
Freestyle has their own crowd.
Absolutely.
If you like rock, you're gonna probably like everything. Like I'm a rocker. But I love freestyle, I love disco, I love the 50s, I love Elvis, I like big band, I like Glenn Miller.
Although
you know?
I can't imagine you on the bus in high school saying I like disco. I don't think you'd be.
I was called the Guido Rocker back then.
You'd have been like
we dressed like Cougine,
getting the rest of the guys.
I was a rocker.
Yeah.
No, that was the neighborhood, you know.
I remember.
We liked that's how we dressed. You know, I had the mustache.
Concert shirts all the time.
And concert shirts are coming back big now.
Yes,
you know that.
yes. And jean jackets with Rolling Stones in the back.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
All the kids and my niece and nephew, all these kids are wearing shirts. I go, name one song the Rolling Stones sing. I go, name one song Def Leppard sings. They're like, I like the shirt, but at least they're wearing the shirts.
Absolutely, yes.
And they like it.
You're right.
And I was wearing them years ago when they were kids. They were like, what is that, right?
I get it.
So now, what's the next move for you? You guys do a lot. The freestyle, they got a big thing with Sal Abbatello from Fever Records. Kind of is like their constellary, and you guys do like a great show with from 7 to 10 acts most of the time.
Yeah. You know, the reality. I think he basically came up with an idea that, you know, we are all stronger
together
as one unit.
100%.
Yeah. So you know, people come and you can have 1,000 people in an audience, and you know, 50 of them came to see that one artist who's going to sing that song. 200 came for that artist, and there's no way to really tell.
How was Radio City? Great,
my
right?
God, I did it 4 times, and it's just an incredible opportunity, and what an experience. You know, you could go back and say, this is something I accomplished in my life. So
now it's almost out time. I got a couple more questions, and then we're going to say goodnight. Who are the artists that you've been working with the most? I know George.
I mean, there's a whole bunch that I've been for the last, I don't know, I've been doing it for 35 years. But the people that I do the most shows is the George, Judy Torres, TKA, Cynthia, all the time.
Yeah.
Coro, Noel.
Yeah, he's great.
Betty from Sweet Sensation.
Yeah.
Lisette Melendez. You know, those people that I just named are the cover girls, of course.
Yeah.
You know, those are the people that are always on our shows, and we've been doing it for so many years, and we're just blessed that we get to continue to do it. So when we see each other, it used to be a passing and, hey, how are you? And you know, that was it. But now it's like, you realize that those people have been around you longer than you've been around with your own wives and your children and your husbands and whoever you're with, and you know, they are absolutely family.
And you all look good together when you
Yes,
take
we do,
pictures. You know,
it's a wonderful, just an accomplishment.
what artist, if you had the opportunity to work with, to record with, who would you pick?
Right now?
Right now.
Man, the only artist I've been dying to do a song with is Pitbull. So if you're watching right now, Pit,
Wow.
let's
Yeah,
do it.
man.
Because think
Pitbull,
about how
Soave.
good that would be, Suave and Pitbull together.
Oh, that'd be off the hook.
That would. I think we would definitely be. He's the kind of artist that we would look good together. We would enjoy having a great song together.
Got a lot of energy, that cat.
Yeah, totally. He's the man.
So listen, where can people find your social media, your website?
Everything is Go Suave. GOSOAVE. Go Suave.
Do you have like one of those flags, like the Mets go Mets, or no?
You know, not yet.
Okay, you gotta have that.
I have a
That's-
towel. I have one of those towels.
Those are cool.
Yeah, and we throw them out in the crowd.
And I'm just busting. Suave's one of the nicest guys I ever met in the freestyle
Thank you.
industry. He's a gentleman. He's a regular, nice guy and just genuine. What you see is what you get. So don't change, bro. You're an
I will
inspiration
never change. I'm
for
just
all of us.
Jeffrey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Suave, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I'm glad tonight went really good. And I'm happy everybody came. I'd like to thank all the guests, all the studio audience, my staff for coming down and helping us out. I thank you. And you want to get us on social media, JohnnyPTV.com. I'd like to say special thanks to Paulie at Nucci's Restaurant for all the years of supplying all the food that we eat. Carol Ann Benanti at the Staten Island Advance for another great write-up that she did a couple of weeks ago. And that's it. I'm Johnny Potenza. Take care. And the summer's coming, so let's have some fun. Good night.